Okay, I'm back, people. One of the things I'm really getting tired of is the immaturity of adults on TikTok. For a grown woman to say cradle cap when I said nothing to her, and this is what I'm saying to you guys. You will say something to me, and then I say something, then you guys go, "Oh, I don't like how you have strength with a woman." I'm saying to your women, stay off the platform. The same thing I'm saying to the brothers. Stay off the platform. You ain't trolling nobody. You're showing your superior attitude towards me. You're not better than me. You don't got more than me. You don't know nothing about me. But you will know I will block you quickly and tell you goodbye. I don't want that platform garbage for my platform, people. I don't. All right? Keep it to yourself. Throw it in the garbage, put it in the bag, throw it up, tie it up. I don't want it. Because that's all you'll do is criticize. All right? Don't do it on my platform. Moderators, just remember, once you see them do it, drop them, block them, report them. Let's get them off of TikTok. All right? It goes against community rules. And you always look at what I do. But you're the ones who are doing it, and I respond to it. Be accountable. Anybody else has anything they want to talk about? Since we're on the platform, if not, I can just close out. The floor is open. Let's go.
How you doing? I'm back, Mr. Randall.
I'm blessed. Can't complain. Life itself.
Is it okay if we talk about yesterday?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, guys. Let me open that door. Moderators, no blocking, no muting anybody. We're going to talk about yesterday. I want people to respond. I want people to listen. And I want people to be respectful. All right? So go ahead, my brother. The floor is yours.
Okay,
Go ahead.
great. And the questions that I have for you might require a bit of vulnerability. Is that okay too?
It's all good. I'm always, all right. Always live a vulnerability life, and I'm always transparent.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Well, before we get fully into it, how are you feeling about yesterday? Are you good right now? Do you feel detached? What's going on?
No, what happened yesterday is the same thing we were speaking about 5 o'clock this morning. So probably somebody already videotaped it. 9 out of 10, what you're going to talk about. We already talked about this morning about what happened yesterday and why that happened. So if you bring it up again, it will probably adapt to what we was talking about earlier. So I just respond according towards what happens. What is yes, what is yes, what is no is no. And I just ask people to respond back to me, and be serious on it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I missed that live, but do you have any regrets from yesterday?
No, but I am very happy, what I said yesterday. And the reason why I'm happy, I always wanted to tell Heaven the truth, and I think what happened, that's why he's mad because I didn't tell him, but it was more for his mother to tell him that I'm not his father. You know, when she had the child, right? I already told him that. And I think he never believed it, but I had to let him know. Because now, after I said that, right, you will notice the way he acts is going to be totally different. The way his wife acts is going to be totally different. The way Christian acts is going to be totally different. Because the cat is out of the bag. You see what I'm saying? I always wanted to let everybody know on the internet as well, but at the same token, I said, okay, but when he, spoke and he said, hey, I typed this and I gave it to another man and I find out it to be true. And then when he lied, I said, did you say this? It says no. And I have the video of him saying it. And I said, okay, everything's severed. So let's tell the truth. One, I'm not your father, you know. So now you deal with that, And just like I said to him about his baby, I said, get a DNA test because the child doesn't look like you. And I didn't do that because of anger. I did that because that's how I feel. A lot of people will say what they say, But we live in a world where people say you're pregnant and you're the father, and come to find out you're not the father. You see what I'm saying? And the same thing with me. I told my son, if you want, I'll pay for a DNA test, but I want to we can either go to different shows and they do it free, or we can do it in another way. But in the military, you can do it in the military too, and they'll pay for it. But the reality is going to come back is that I'm not your father. And we had that conversation before. And my son said, Daddy, if you was not my father, you're the only man I know as my father. See, these are things that I said, that's why I asked, was my son drinking or is my son in drugs or something? Because the way he's acting, I don't know if he tried to get a bag or anything, but you can't keep on bouncing me, embarrassing me in your head.
Mhm.
You see, you're hurting in your head. Meanwhile, me, I don't let things bother me. But if you keep on saying it, everybody has a breaking point. So I said, let me just break this right now and let everybody know the real factor here, so anything else we can learn from it in case somebody else is like me. I don't know. Did that make sense to you?
Yes. You said when describing how you felt, you used the word happy. Um, are you saying that when communicating to him that you're not his father, that caused relief for you, or did it sadden you?
No, no. The fact of the matter, he already knew, you know, that we had this conversation. All right. That's what I'm saying. I have been in Heaven's life for a long time, but this thing, him going around saying, you're not in my life, even Christine talked to him. All right. That's a lie. I've been in his life. All right. But I don't like going around on social media sharing, a lot of stuff. So I don't know why he keeps on saying I haven't been in his life. Just like if he needs something, you don't provide, but I'm the one who gave you the $100. I'm the one that gave you the $500. I'm the one that gave you the $300. You see what I'm saying? I'm the one who paid that child support. No matter what anybody
Mhm.
says, if I ever have to prove it, I can. But I prove it to those who know. But the routine of the lying, we gotta stop that. I don't like that. He knows that. I don't like lying.
Right.
I don't like that.
And I understand it turned out the way it did, but would you prefer that he's in your life?
I prefer whatever he's happy with. You see what I'm saying? It's never about the father. That's one thing people don't realize. And the same thing with being a parent. It's never about the parent. It's an old saying. It goes like this. And this is a powerful saying. A child will eat their parents, but a parent will not eat their child. You know what that means?
No, can you explain?
What we hold so sacred, our children don't. If your child gets hurt, your child just say, okay, mommy, I'm hurt. Okay, daddy, I'm hurt. But to us, it's like when you get a scratch, it's a scratch we wish we would have. Even though I'm not his dad, I have a lot of time invested being his dad. I would love him to be in a life where we tell the truth, a life of respect. But when you're angry at me, for something I didn't do, if I, like, for instance, just keep it this way. I say to you, let me have a picture of my granddaughter. No, you're going to have to earn that. You're going to tell me I have to earn something? Let me get a picture of you and your wife. Let me put it on a wall. Because in our house, we have a wall, with everybody who's married, right? No, that sounds sick. So when you start doing stuff like that, and then I say to you, let's keep it 100, you're pushing me away. And if you want to push me away, it's okay. But remember, that's something you do. Remember your moms, and remember what I said. It's things that you do that we can't change. His mother begged him, his mother pleaded, stay away from this. I plead with him. all right, because she knew what was going to happen. All right, I knew what I was going to have to do, but for some reason, I don't know. You ready? Okay, I don't. I got to change the camera to but you guys can hear me, but I don't want the A to see you see the A. All right, so I don't. I'm ready. I turned the camera to the way I can see. So I don't know why he was asking for money. All right, because in reality, if he needs something, I will give it to him. But at the same token, I'm not going to change him into a baby. You see, he has. You see, he has a job. He's in the military. My question is why he needs money. All right, even if he asked for money when he was in the military before he had a baby, that's what fathers do. We want to know if something is going on, we can help. Do you owe money? Are you on drugs? Are you on? We can help. It could never be on need, But he will always say to me, "Oh, but mommy wouldn't." But I'm not mommy. I'm a dude. All right. I work hard for what I get. I gotta be on social media. I work hard.
Is it
I don't
okay
know.
if I
Did that
continue
help?
to ask you questions, or did you want me to wait till mommy
No, no, you
finish
can keep
answering?
on going.
Okay.
I just want to make sure everybody got the scoop of it.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
So, being
And
that
thanks for asking.
no problem. Being that this was most likely a very teachable moment for you, I'm sure that it was very impactful into Heaven's experience. How would you feel if Heaven took this lesson or took this moment and regurgitated it with his children? Do you think that that would be the right thing for him to do?
What do you mean gurgitated? You sound like a bird did something. What did that mean?
Basically, how you said that it's really up to him. What if he responded the same way with his children and said, "Well, it's really up to y'all if we have a relationship."
Well, that's the reality. See, I'm in what, 1963, right? So I'm born 1963. So therefore, that's why I made that statement. That's why I made the statement: a child will eat his parents, or a parent will eat their children. We ask you not to go to the store, you go outside anyway. We ask you to clean up your room, you don't clean up your room. That's what I'm saying. It's up to the child. You can beat that child, you can do anything you want, right? But if the child doesn't want to do it, he's not going to do it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
A little bit.
All right, let me
Is
give you
there
better.
okay?
Let me give it to you better. Do you realize how many people go to a psychiatrist every day because they blame themselves because the child is not working, the child is not going to school, the child is always arguing, so now they have to take medication? Before I blame myself for something I never did, I would let the person know. So you got to remember, I've been knowing Heaven since he came out of his mother's womb. When he was in his mother's womb, I talked to him in his mother's belly. And I always said, remember, I always expect you to listen to what I say. I will never put my hands on you. Always listen. If you don't want to do it, just do it and let's talk about it. Okay? And that's what we always did. But now that he becomes a man or whatever, and he does what he does, I'm still going to treat him the same way as a human being, as a man. Life is full of decisions. Decisions we make, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. But to me, to answer your question, that's how life is. You can't make nobody do anything. You can ask them, you know. And I'm speaking reality now. I want people to understand this is reality. Okay, mommy, there's nothing wrong with the coffee. It's just that I'm doing blah 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 blah. It's good. So go ahead, my brother.
All right, thank you. This next question is a little on the sensitive side. Is that okay?
100%. Thanks for asking.
Okay. And trigger warning, trigger warning. Um,
Thank you for the trigger warning.
you're welcome. What was your emotional response to hearing him say that he hoped you um, basically live out your days alone in that apartment?
Mm, I respect him for his decision making if it's his decision making. You understand what I mean by that?
No, I don't.
All right, everything Heaven says he copies off his mother. He doesn't have his own thoughts. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem that I have with Heaven. He never has his own thought. It's always what his mother says. And I tell him, stop. This is what your mother said. This is what your mother said. Tell me something you say. But he doesn't do that. And that's the problem that I always had with him. He never took the time out to have his own thoughts. The majority, let's put it this way, out of 100% of a conversation, 90% will be what his mother said, and only 10% will be his. I've been trying to get him out of that. Just like I be telling him, get off of TikTok and start talking to humans. All right? Talk to people in the military. Spend more time with them, you know. But for some reason, he wants to deal with video games. For some reason, he doesn't want to do what I'm saying, but that's up to him, you know?
Yeah, and I hear you. Speaking on respecting him based on his own decisions. But I'm not sure if you answered the question though in regards to how you responded emotionally. Did you feel anything from it?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm a Gillis. This is how we are. It's that emotional thing on it. That's why we always speak. As long as I have his phone number, right? As long as he has mine, there's always a conversation. It's not something to get emotional over, okay? Because we respect what people believe. Can you imagine you don't respect what a person says? We live to agree to
Mhm.
disagree. You see? When my son said that to me, what I said to him, okay, thank you for sharing. You see? And that's what I meant. Thank you. Because you shared how you feel. And that goes with
Got
everybody.
you.
If you ever hear people think, you ever hear people and talk, they talk to me, I don't shoot them down. I always say, okay, thank you for sharing. Oh, that's a fact. That's okay, thank you. Then they get mad, but I'm just saying, thank you for sharing. I was trained at a long age, at a very long age in the past. Respect people for who they are. For you to understand somebody, you got to understand yourself. You may not agree with it, but that's how that person thinks.
Got you.
Mhm.
Well, okay. So you've communicated in the past that you love your son um, and your family. Do you agree that in order to know what love is, you have to know what like pain is?
No, because I never, thought about that because if you love a person, you're not going to show pain to that person that you know of. You know what I mean? Like for instance, I'm not going to know if the coffee is too hot until you drink it. I ain't going to deliberately give you boiling hot coffee. But some people, you said you love me, but you gave me hot coffee. After I realized you was burnt by the coffee, not really burnt, then I can say, okay, you know what? Next time, let me give you some warm coffee. I don't know your emotions until you tell me. I don't know your mindset until you tell me.
Got you. Okay, but I'm gonna give my opinion, and then you can tell me if you agree or not, and then I can pass the mic.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is how I view love when it comes to like family members in particular. Um, if I give you the um, okay, I'm saying it wrong. If I open up to receiving love from you, in return, I also give you the power to hurt me. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, but the problem with heaven, my son, he doesn't have that emotion.
Which emotion?
That's the problem with heaven. In other words, he doesn't know how to receive love or give love. something happened. That's why I told him he needs to go to counseling. That's why I said I'll be willing to go to counseling with him. So he can realize he has to let people inside. Now, my son says he's hurt, but who hurt him? I look at Christine, I don't think Christine hurt him. I look at me, I don't think I hurt him. But he has an allergy of watching things and saying he wish he was certain things that he's not. And he puts inside his mind he's hurt, but nobody hurt him. You see what I'm saying? So that's what he needs. In my opinion, means nothing. But as knowing him, for the time I spend with him, he needs it. He needs to know how to receive love or give love. He's hurt. He's a bird with a broken wing. And I said that to him many a time. And I don't say that to disrespect him. I say that he has something going on. You know?
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for answering the question.
I think Barry had something to say as well.
Hold on, guys. I want you to understand. Always remember, I'm his father. All right? Now, Enan Joe, I'm not his biological father. I'm the one that been with him. All right? I'm the one that took the back. I'm the one who went to school. I'm the one that went on the trips. All right? So I want people to understand that. But you can't force somebody to be with you that's going through something. I'm trying to help him, but I can't. He's not letting me in that door. You got to remember, he didn't want me to call him, even though I gave him a phone. All right? Even though if I gave money to him, he don't want the money. Everything's about him, him, him. And these things come from his mother. That's why I was saying before, he's a copycat from his mom's. And I can't compete with that. I'm a dude. Go ahead.
Got you.
Maybe.
You about to say something, Hypnotic?
Oh yeah, maybe in my opinion, I think that heaven is a spitting image of you. Like, there's no doubt.
It's not. It's not an image of me. Because the way he does to me, I would never do to another person. See, I'm speaking to you guys facts. Him taking, let's look at this. I want you to see something. And this is not disrespecting. This is a learning purposes. Look at this. I text him, and he took my text and he gave it to Alpha Man. You don't do that to your father, to somebody you love. All right? Now let's look at it. I asked him a question, and he lied to me. He said he didn't do it. And I have the video that said he did do it. All right? And then the third thing, he goes around telling people I was not in his life, and that's a lie. So that's what I'm saying. It's something he's repeating what his mom says, and I can't compete with that. I wouldn't do that. But I'm just being
Would you say?
with you guys.
Go ahead, Barry.
Do you believe that you told Heaven that you weren't his father yesterday to actually protect him?
I told him that because it was the truth. And the reason why I say is because I'm saying real father or not real father, you still would speak on protecting, but you still got to tell the truth. You see what I'm saying? And the truth is, I'm not his dad. I'm a stepdad, and I did the best I can do. But I always told him, and I even told him his father's name. And I told him where his father works at. All right? So this not a lie. That's why I said when we was going to do a DNA test, even when we was in family court, every time we were supposed to do a DNA test, Christine never showed up. 3 times. Never showed up. All right? Because she knows I'm not the father.
But not to get too much into your personals, but during
Now I
family
want
court,
people
don't
to
they?
take time. Hold on.
Okay.
Take time. Hold on. Here we go. I want people to hear what I just now said. 3 times we were supposed to go to family court, right? For DNA test. She never showed up. Look at what she told the judge. The judge said, "Is Randall B. Gillis the father?" And she said, "It can be proven different. He's not the father." And this is in the record, right? She even told him in the court 3 times, "I'm not the father. But I still put my name on the birth certificate so you can have a father. And I still pay child support." I'm just keeping it real with you people.
So, I'm not gonna put too much of my business out there, but for my youngest child, his father also questioned their paternity, and in order for me to be gained child support, I had to have a paternity test done. And
They don't
don't
do
you
that.
also? They don't do that any
No,
longer?
see, that's what.
Well, I
No,
had
that's
my
what I'm
kid back
saying.
in 2001.
Stop
That
for a
was
second, sis.
years ago. Hmm.
Sis, you remember what I said before? The person that makes that decision is a judge or a referee.
Mm,
So if you see a
mm,
judge and the judge said, "You know what? I'm going to use this birth certificate. Your name is there, and we're going to say you're the father." Even though Christine said no, he's not the father. The judge made that decision. So that's what I'm saying. You guys got to remember, everything in life is not the same medication. What works for you may not work for the next person.
mhm. Okay. So the laws govern from state to state. Okay. Thank you.
No, no, it's just that you can have 2 judges, right?
Hmm.
And each judge will have their own emotional feeling. I mean, I can only imagine that she was saying, if this guy wants to be so much, and I even fought for visitation, and I even gave her what you call, custody, custodial custodyship. That's where Heaven's going to stay with her, and I'm going to get all the weekdays, or the weekends, or the other stuff, And she didn't want that. She wanted to do whatever she wanted to do and say whatever she wanted to say. So that's what I'm saying. If any blame is here, we have to look at where it happened. We can't look at it as me. That's why I had to tell people, look, I did my part. This is what really happened. Moving forward, if you want to be part of my life, you can be part of my life, but we got to tell the truth. I was with you. I'm the one about the limousine to tell you, do you want a full limousine? How many friends that you're going to have in the limousine? But everything I said, she went against, and he believed it. So that was it. You know, that's the issue. I really believe, as I said in court, and I say again, I really believe my son was brainwashed to hate me, according towards Christine. And then the reality is this, all right? She was already pregnant when I met her. So we was going to do anything. She's pregnant, all right? So I'm not going to leave her out in the wolf. When you see, if I'm telling you that, I'm telling you, she was already pregnant by somebody else. And I took the leadership to be the father. And you can take a DNA test and you'll find out I'm telling the truth. I'm not lying about it. It's not a skit. This is the reality.
And that's actually commended because a lot wouldn't do that. Um,
Do you want to be his father?
If I didn't want to be his father, I wouldn't have spent all those years being with him. I'm the one who bought his clothes. I'm the one who bought his Timberlands. I'm the one who bought the food. I'm the one who paid child support. All right, but when his mother took him, I didn't know where he was until we got on TikTok. Once we got on TikTok, that's when I realized where he was. I spent so much money on private investigators. He was gone. you know. So when I get on the phone, I talk, you know, so I can only be responsible for my actions that I had control over.
Do you think that at his age now that he still needs a father figure in his life?
Every son needs a father figure, but the issue is, do you want it? I want you to look at something, everybody. I want you to look at something. You ask your son for a picture of his granddaughter, right? And I know her name. And he says, I don't know who you are. You're a stranger. I'm not just giving a picture to anybody. That's a devastating statement. If he feels that way, that's devastating. I never did anything wrong to him, you know? Or I said, okay, let me get a family picture of both of you guys. All right, so we can put it on the wall. No, that's weird. Why do you want to put pictures on the wall? That's why I said it's something he's going through. You know, I'm there to help him. If he wants to go to counseling, I go with him. But he has to be honest and be accountable for his actions. He has to realize, in reality, I'm his stepdad. In reality, I did the best I can do because I loved Christine. I didn't care who the baby belonged to.
Do you believe that he called it weird because you asked him not to post any pictures of his family online, but yet you're going to ask him for a picture of his family so you can post in your house and you go live online so people are going to see it? Do you believe that that may be the
Let me
weird
respond.
part?
All right, that's a good question. But we have a wall of fame that you guys never seen.
Hmm.
And if you do see it, it's so further from you, you can't even tell it's there. All the time you guys seen it, you don't see the picture of me and Christine, but it's there. You don't see the picture of my mother and father, but it's there. You see what I'm saying? It's called the Wall of Fame. He knows about it. And I don't know what's going on with him because a lot of stuff he knows, he says he doesn't remember. So I don't know if he got hit in his head. I don't know, is he going through stuff? That's why I always recommend if he's going through something, go to counseling. Your dad will go with you. Nowadays, we got that technology. We can do it on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? We can be in a room, but you gotta want to get help. And I don't say this to disrespect him, but I'm saying the things that you were supposed to know, you don't know now. And I still remember, and I'm 63. And I got documentation that says all this stuff. It's like he said, oh, I remember you had pictures of me. What? You didn't remember? You don't remember your brother? You don't remember Nakia? Come on. What's going on? Let's get help. Let's see what's going on.
Well, out of respect, I didn't want to bring up any of them, but since you mentioned his
Yeah,
brother, how do you think his brother
he
would feel
knows.
about this news?
Well, talking to his brother, what's up with heaven? You know, what's up with heaven? Why heaven is talking that way to you? He knows who you are. And then Nakia, the same thing. What's up with Christine? What's up with heaven? I mean, why are they talking to you like that? Are they trying to make money off of you? What's going on? See, that's the thing about it.
Um,
Heaven was around with Tremaine. So for him to say he doesn't know that's Tremaine, I don't know what's going on. And for Christine to say what she said about Nakia, I don't know. You know, because I was there. I'm 63. I ain't forget nothing. So I don't know if they're trying to make money. You know, are they trying to get a bag? Because that's what somebody said. You remember, Mario? You guys were talking in the room, and you said, "Whoa, it's Heaven's coming in the room, and he's getting gifts. He's doing like the rest of you guys." Do you remember that?
I remember somebody saying that.
All right. And the same thing with Liddy. The same thing with Big Mike. If you're gonna make money, you go where the money is. You see? And that's why I said to Heaven, if you're trying to make money, do it. But I don't want to stop your bag. I don't know why you're saying this, but in reality, you got everything you wanted up to this date. If you need something, I got him. But for him to say to me and his dad, you know, the only reason why I told you I wanted money because you said if I needed it to action, I said, but you said you asked me for money before that, and I never knew about it. So stop lying. You see what I'm saying? Don't put me in that.
Yeah.
When
So
this car was never, hold on. I just want to say this. I'm sorry. When he needed a muffler, Daddy, I need $1,000. You see what I'm saying? I need him to stop lying and making me a bad person. I don't like that. I ain't do nothing to him. All right, go ahead.
got you. Okay. So what if he came on the live before and he mentioned something about wanting to be a part of the craziness that go on here. He was like, I always seem to miss it, but sometimes I want to play too. What if he did all this for entertainment purposes because you've shown him on your live plenty of times that, this is how we do over here. This is how we get down. How would you feel about
Well,
that?
what I would tell him, all he has to do is throw it out there and say, yo, this is entertainment purposes only. And I said, okay, I respect you, man. All good.
So
You
I
see,
would
that's
be
why I
forgiven
told
if he
him,
said that?
I don't hold nothing against him. Have you ever heard me say, ask him, and if anybody on social media, have you ever heard me say anything against, you did this, I did it, da da da. When I said you're dead to me, all right, that's all about
Sorry,
the
that's my
money, not a
baby.
damn thing funny. And I already told him that. I said, you know how I get down because remember I was on Facebook. Oh, but I really thought it was real. I said, son, I've been doing this since AOL. This is how I get down. I will never disrespect you and your mom. I will never do that. So when he makes it, you know, aware to people and say, yo, it was only for entertainment purposes only, I said, all right, but make sure that's true because people going to be watching you to see if it's true or not. If I say to you, that's my granddaughter, right, and I ask you for pictures and you don't want to give them to me, right, that's suspect. All right. It is to me because I'm saying, look, if your granddaughter, right, is your granddaughter, and this is going in my head, is your granddaughter. Is it your granddaughter? It is your is it? And I said, wait a minute, I just now told you that's my granddaughter. She will never be without anything. Anything she needs, I got her because that's my granddaughter. She's a Gillis. No, I don't need anything from you. I'm good. And then you ask me for money again and again. And then you get on social media, and I tell you, don't ask for money on social media. I'm your dad. I said, look, I got the settlement. All right? You don't need nothing. You need something? Boom, I got you. Hit the reality. You guys heard me speaking. I gave this person this, I gave this person this. That's what I do. If I can't take care of my own, I'm going to take care of somebody else.
Um, Respectfully, uh, do you think that that decision for him not to share his granddaughter's pictures with you to be disrespectful? Because I honestly
We,
believe that he was just
are you a father?
holding like a bound. I'm a mother.
Are you a father? Are you a father?
No, no,
All right, so you
not
can't think.
biologically.
And listen, then you can't think like a father.
I
See,
wasn't. I was
sometimes
asking your
I
opinion.
need you to show you something, sis. I'm just talking to you.
Hmm.
That's all I'm doing. See, sometimes people forget gender has behavior. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's wrong. But gender has behavior. You can't respect a man that feels the same way as a woman. And you can't respect a woman that feels the same way as a man. God made us separately. You see what I'm saying? If I'm your father, you got to acknowledge that. I'm your father. I ain't going to do something to make you. Because if you say you don't want your picture of your daughter on social media, right? Your picture's on Facebook. What are you talking about? Just be honest. Stop the lying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I have another question for you.
Okay. But
Hold
can I
on. Did
finish mine
everybody hear
really
what I
quick,
said?
Oh
Mario?
yeah, go ahead, Barry. Go ahead.
Hold on, hold on.
Okay.
Guys, did you hear what I just now said?
Yes, we heard it. But
My
do you
granddaughter's
also
picture, stop for a second.
Mhm.
My granddaughter's picture is on Facebook. His wife is on Facebook. He's on Facebook. Be honest with me. That's all I'm saying. I've been your dad. I've been in your life. You're telling people I wasn't in your life. You know what I'm saying? Making me look like I'm this. You know, if it's all about the money, tell people. Because those people that come and tease me, then they become liars. And if God comes, a liar can't make it in the kingdom of God. And then you started to lie, so now you can't make it to the kingdom of God. Bible said, woe to those who scatter by people. So if you scatter people because of a lie, you ain't going and now they ain't going. I'm trying to keep you in heaven, not in hell. Floor is open.
okay. Okay, but do you also agree? So I do understand where like the hurt is involved, where he can post his child, but he doesn't want you to have a picture of his. But
What do
do
you
you
mean
believe that
hurt?
he was just establishing a
Hold on.
boundary?
Did you say hurt?
Probably hurt was probably the wrong word.
Yeah,
Um,
because who's hurt?
displeased
No,
maybe.
no, no, you gotta remember. I'm his dad. Remember? I'm his
Well,
dad.
um,
Stop for a
as you
second.
said
Stop, stop.
yesterday. Okay.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm his dad. All right.
Mm.
So there's no way I want to say anything that's gonna hurt him. But if he's going through something and he sees me as a threat, right? It's only because he been brainwashed according to his moms. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying he needs to realize. Good. All right. Thank you. He needs to realize I'm the one who went to school when he went to school trips. I'm the one who paid for his lunch. I'm the one who did all that. So that other stuff, the lies and stuff, like I was not in his, that's eating the book sales, eating the candy sales. I'm the one who did all that. So that lying gotta stop. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Mario, please go. Thank you.
Okay. All right, I got one more question, and then I'm gonna have to hop down and make breakfast before my baby get up.
Oh, what you making for breakfast?
Some chicken biscuits.
Never had that before, but it sounds delicious.
Yeah, I hope it's gonna be good.
Now he's trying to scare me.
You need me to wait for you to finish getting set up? Okay, you good? All right.
No, it just happens
So,
now. That people don't call, please. Then I gotta go. I'm gonna change this number because too many of you guys calling this number, so I'm gonna use another phone number. All right, go ahead.
okay. So about 4, maybe 5 years ago, well before we knew of Christine in Heaven, there was once a time where that was getting exposed and you felt disrespected by people posting pictures of Heaven and Christine. Do you think that there's a similarity in
No,
how
in
you
real
felt?
life, that didn't bother me. That was all act. It didn't bother me.
Oh, okay.
The mod said it. The mod said, to block him. I said, okay, but it really doesn't bother me because life is not in a photograph. As I always told Heaven, the reason why we keep pictures is God forbid something happens to you. How do I look? Right? How do I look if something happens to you and I don't have a picture of you? Let's look at that, Mario. Let's look at that for a second. How would I look that my son, I don't have a picture of him? How would that look? Let's talk about that for a second. And he's missing. How do that look?
You said, how would it look if you don't have a picture of your son?
Yeah, up-to-date picture. And he's missing. How do that look? Let's look at the big picture here. How would it look?
I would imagine it wouldn't look too good.
That's what I'm trying to say. See, he's not thinking. The same thing about my granddaughter. Let's say, God forbid, somebody kidnaps my granddaughter, right? And I don't have a picture. How do I know? How do it look? Or somebody kidnapped his wife. All right. How would I look? I'm going to look very bad. So that's why I'm saying he's not looking at this. All right. He's looking at some other stuff. So I'm saying if this is a skit, let it be a skit. But in reality, he's in the military. If something happens and I don't have a picture of him, or if something happens, I don't have a picture of my granddaughter or his wife, it doesn't look good. You're not looking at that. And that's a problem. You got to see the big picture here.
Yeah, I think I see. I understand both sides of it. I do.
But you got to understand the big picture. You got to understand both sides. You got to understand the big picture. It doesn't make sense. That's the big picture.
Which part do you feel don't make the most sense?
If I don't have pictures of you, that doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying?
Who doesn't it
And
make
that's
sense
what people. It doesn't make sense to me, and it doesn't make sense to the police or anybody that I need to use it to find them if something happens. And that's the first thing they ask you: do you have an up-to-date picture? See,
So
this
are
is the
you
part I
saying
don't
that?
think. Hold on. This is the thing that people don't understand is common sense. You got to remember, he's in the military. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People
So
don't realize that.
so you have the understanding that if something was to happen to either of them, that you would be the point of contact that the police would reach out to.
Usually, that's what happens because I am the father.
Okay. Okay. Um.
I don't know
I'm
why
thinking
people
about
don't comprehend that.
it. I mean,
I don't get it.
I
I don't know why he
I
doesn't
can't
comprehend
knock
that.
you. I
No, I'm
can't
just
deny
saying.
what you're saying.
No, but I'm just saying I don't understand why he wouldn't understand that. I can't understand why his wife wouldn't understand that. I can't understand. Nobody can understand that. See, that's the love of a father. All right, that's the love of a father. And people talk like, oh, this and da 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 da. No, unless you are a father and you love your child, you know what I'm saying? You have to know, what is his blood type? In case I have to give him blood. I don't know. What's the last picture? I don't know. What is his rank? I don't know. What vessel he's in? I don't know. See, if my son
Well,
doesn't tell me this, I'm not going to know. Now, if he's this ashamed, now it goes like this: if you're ashamed of me and you don't want me in your life, it's all good. But tell the truth. I didn't do anything to you. All right? Just tell the truth. Don't lie. Because eventually, what happens with lies, they catch up to you. And by him being in the Navy or him being anything, you know, you got to be accountable for your actions.
I got you. So is this a safe enough space for me to be transparent about my life?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, great. So the reason I say I get both sides is because so my dad ain't really around, but um so he don't know those things about me. And he can ask if he wanted to, but he just never asked.
Stop for a second. See, that's the
Okay.
problem. I ask heaven, he doesn't tell me. You see? Just like
Mm-hmm.
when he got married, he didn't tell me. All right? He doesn't tell me. And that's why I'm saying, when you have your moms telling you, don't let him, he's going to embarrass you at the wedding, look how he looks. He has a walker, he's blind, he probably trip over all these negative things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when you have that, I don't know why he feels that way, but I need him to tell the truth about it,
Right.
and that's the fact of it. He doesn't tell me anything. I'm just
Right.
keeping it real, and I never did anything to him.
I get that. I get that. So the point of me mentioning that was, so what I took from the experience I have with my absent father. Not saying that you're absent. I'm just saying my experience with my
Hmm.
dad is with my daughters. I make it a thing that I'm present as often as possible. Oh, she's awake now. That I'm
I like how
present
she said
as
that.
often
Here's
as
the daughter.
possible.
That's so
so
beautiful.
that
That's the
yeah,
daughter.
so
That's
that
beautiful.
they don't have to
I want another
even
child just
guess.
because of that.
Oh, you don't need no more, man. You don't need no more kids. You say you got 7,
Tell
right?
me, yeah, did I tell you my girlfriend has a child already?
Your new girlfriend?
Yeah, she has a child already. She got involved with a relationship, but it didn't work out. But I asked her, can I be the father of that child? And she said, we'll talk about it. So you're going to see her, once I put everything together, you're going to see a picture of me and her, and you're going to see it on TikTok, and that's going to be my girl. And she's Jamaican, and she's 31 years old, and I'm 63. Hmm. Yep, so what do you think about that? You got to go. But what do you think about what I just now tell you about my girl's 31? She has a baby. I'm going to be acting as a father to that child. Whatever she needs, I'm going to get her. And whatever she needs, I'm going to get her. What do you think about that?
You really want to know like my honest opinion on that?
Uh-huh.
So, it slightly concerns me a little bit. Because I don't know, like, would you in the future do the same thing? Like, if that child come out and say something that upsets you, would you denounce that child
No,
also?
I never said anything. So you got to remember, your reaction is on you. I can only fulfill your action. Yeah, hello? All right, and then you want to talk?
All right, I'll be
All
back.
right, I'll do that right there.
No.
All right, call me right back. Okay? Yeah, go ahead, Mario. I'm sorry.
No, that was
Mario,
it.
go ahead.
That was it. That was it. I was
No,
just,
that's the
I
only
was
thing.
saying that that would be my only concern, but
Yeah, but you got to remember it's a cause and effect. You see what I'm saying? I would have never said anything about it if he didn't do what he did. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't want people to think that in reality I was never in his life, when reality I am. You know, I don't want people to think I'm his real dad. In reality, I'm not. You know, I want the whole world to know the truth. And I guarantee now you're going to see a difference in heaven. You're going to see a difference in Christine. You're going to see a difference in Tori. Everybody that knows heaven, you're going to see a difference now. Yep. All right, guys. If nobody else has anything else to say, I'm going to sign out, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Randall. I was going to ask you a question.
Go ahead, Marie. What's your
So,
question?
so I'm kind of shocked. You're saying that heaven's not your biological son.
Yeah, I told the truth.
Wow. Okay, I'm just going to say one thing, and I'm not going against him, man. He looks like he's a spitting image of you. He looks identical to you.
If
Do
I
you
show
not
you a
see that?
picture of his father, right?
Yeah.
If I show you a picture of his father, you'll see who he
Oh,
is. Because I have a picture of his
okay.
father, and
All right.
Christine has a
Okay.
picture of his father. I'm just
Okay.
I'm just telling you guys the truth because I really got tired of the way my son was talking, the way my son was saying what he was saying, and
Yeah.
I love him as a son,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Well, that can be
I'm just
certainly
like
hurtful. I
you
thank
know
God I have a great relationship with my daughter.
yeah,
And I
and
listen, when I told you in the past, my daughter's an officer. She's a pilot Marine Corps. I can tell you right now
mhm.
that not that she's snooping, but I just wanted to know where he's stationed. And I do know where he's stationed. I know where
Yeah,
he's at.
but
I'm
see,
not going to I'd never reveal
no, I
that
do.
information to anyone.
No, what I'm saying to you is that people look at me as I'm not in my son's life, right? And I just need to let
Mhm.
people know that has a lot to do with his mother. And that has a lot to do with him. You know, you have your mother saying, don't let him know, don't let him come to visit you, da 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 da. You know, I don't want to be put in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100. Don't blame me for stuff that I didn't do. It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? But just like I said, Marie, you're going to see a difference. Just like I said, you are going to see a difference in how Heaven acts now. And you're going to see a difference how his wife acts now. You're going to see a difference how Christine acts now. You're going to see a difference how Tori acts now. Because it comes down to the point, prove me wrong, do a DNA test, and you'll see I'm not the father. And you can't be surprised because I told you I'm not. You see what I'm saying? So everything now should be good. Everything should be perfect now. Yep.
Okay.
I didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it because it was getting out of hand.